Hello, welcome back to Oolykee Gaming and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. Mod Monday, we have Bratislava map, North Korean building. Right, again, disclaimer. We have a huge, beautiful community. Go and check all of the mods. These are just some mods that caught my eye, and I decided to make a video about it. There's no promotion of this mod. This is just something that I will be using myself. Other than that, mods don't have to be productive, which I'm going to show you now. They can be something nice in a game that doesn't have any purpose. So, just to beautify your cities. Right, that's it. Let's get started. Mr. Abel Jan Hike, yes, 852. Sorry for butchering your name. So this is one of the first examples I wanted to say. What I wanted to say, that it doesn't have to be something big, huge, productive. This is a small vegetable stand, fruit stand, and this is one of the things I'm definitely gonna be using in my Let's Plays. This is a fruit and vegetable shop, text in Armenian and Russian. Little nice thing that will beautify your parks, cities, and all that good stuff. You can check the link in the description of the video for more details on the mod. Mr. Kosti CZ, rural pub, small rural pub for rural areas that are common across the whole ex-eastern bloc to keep your citizens happy. Yes, my uncle had one of those. Yeah, we're missing a lot of new pubs. I would like to have more pubs just so we can make our cities look nicer. This is one of those things, and it's quite similar to what my uncle had back in the day, even during the communist times. Anyway, this is a rural pub. You can have more about it in the description of the video. So, because we can compare the shop, there's nothing so small in the game, we're gonna go and compare pub to the vanilla pub. So how does it compare? This is vanilla pub, as we have it here on the right hand side, and we have a small rural pub over here. So this one requires 139 work days to be finished. It's more than the vanilla one. It requires more bricks, it requires a little bit less concrete, it requires a little bit less gravel, less steel and less boards, and more boards. It would be a little bit cheaper than the actual vanilla pub. Here it's 2,000 rubles, while the vanilla one will be 2,700 rubles, but it's a small building. I don't think anybody would mind if you use something like this instead of this. Mr. Robs 074, there's no escaping Mr. Robs. He's just throwing out those mods all the time, and this is one of the beautiful ones as well. Coal processing plant based on a real building in Mysłowice, Poland. Employs 25 people, requires 350 tons of coal to produce 200 tons of coal ore to produce coal. This is really nice building. This is probably my favorite processing plant from now on. It looks really nice. I like it. Has a lot of connections, it has a lot of conveyor connections, but how does it compare with vanilla one? Vanilla one, of course, it's a L-shaped connections in and out, and that's it. I would assume, what we like to do on this channel is assume, so we're gonna assume that this one is more expensive than the vanilla one. If we go to our mod section, all the way in the end, we have ore processing plant, coal ore processing plant. As you can see here on the left hand side, it requires 244 tons of steel, 288 tons of bricks. It doesn't require any prefab panels. It does require the same, a little bit more concrete than vanilla one, and the rest of the materials, everything is more or less more expensive than vanilla one. Vanilla one costs 146,000 to build, while this one costs 224,000 to build. Productivity wise, this vanilla processing plant is processing 210 tons of coal ore into 120 tons of coal, where this one is almost the double productivity. So this is definitely something that I'm gonna be using myself. You can check the link in the description of the video for more details. Mr. Comrade Joe, 1930s workers apartment, simple apartment building for the early phases of socialist construction, although still average quality. This cheap building can be ideal to move your workers, yada yada. You can check all of that out in the link in the description. I will give you my my opinion on this one first. Now, first, the 1930s, this sounds like a Stalin era and would be something like Stalinkas, but I'm not an expert in this. That means that it should be a little bit higher quality, maybe even. We have two buildings in this set, 165 and 82 people, respectively, were living in one of those. They look really, really nice, but he says that they're cheap. Let's see how cheap they actually are. Okay, we have similar size buildings over here. So this is vanilla one prefab building, and then we have another one here, flat bricks. They are similar capacity as these ones over here. If we go to our mod section and we have these two buildings, short version and the normal one, let's go for the normal one first. So normal one would have, we're gonna go on the right hand side, vanilla one, and here on the left hand side, 880 work days. Vanilla one has a little bit more work days. Vanilla one requires a little bit more bricks. It does require almost twice the concrete. It does require more gravel, and steel wise, yes, more steel as well. Right, so this seems like it's a cheaper version of vanilla buildings for the same capacity. They should be even a little bit cheaper for you to buy them. 16,000 for this building, while vanilla would be 24,000. We can compare the bigger one as well. Sorry, the smaller one as well. Smaller one here on the right hand side, and then we have the smaller one mod on the left hand side. No concrete, no gravel. That's surprising, actually. I wasn't aware of that. So the small building doesn't have any concrete or gravel requirement, while the steel boards and bricks are way more, because the vanilla one doesn't require any of those, or at least, yep, no requirement for those. We'll see what's with the concrete and gravel, but other than that, these are really, really beautiful buildings, cheap ones. It's a step between your wooden houses to building a bustling big city. Mr. Novo, a 1920s residential tower at nearly 100 years old. This early Art Deco skyscraper was designed in 1920s and seized in the revolution. Features 27 floors and housing for 350 workers. And of course, my favorite, no collisions. No collisions. So we can go and check out how it looks like. You can see all brick buildings over here. This looks really, really beautiful. Looks like a castle from above here. Right. This is for our better off Soviets, all of people in the better positions. This looks really beautiful. 350 people living in this building. How does it compare to anything vanilla? Well, it actually can't, because we don't have anything so big in vanilla, but we can go and check out the biggest building we have, population-wise, which is, if you go for better quality, for example, probably would be better, because that is kind of comparable. Well, it needs to have at least twice materials to be comparable. So we have on the right hand side here the luxurious Soviet apartments, and on the left hand side we have the residential tower 1920s. It requires 2,563 work days to be finished, which is 3.5 times more than the vanilla one. It doesn't require asphalt, but it requires concrete. It requires a lot of concrete, 7 to 8 times more concrete. Gravel, it's more or less similar, or twice as much. No asphalt as mentioned. It requires 77 tons of prefab panels for vanilla, while this one requires 200 tons of bricks. Steel is 6 times more than vanilla one, and no mechanical components for vanilla building. So it's definitely really expensive building that is gonna be requiring 67,000 rubles to finish, while 15,000 will be this one. Even if you go for 2 of these, this is something that you will be building later in the game when you have all the materials here. But anyway, something I will definitely be using myself. And something that I don't understand how nobody thought of this before, but this is something exceptional. Ministerio del Interior by Mr. Bremert. there's a whole description and history of the building, and this is the probably the most iconic building in Cuba, with Che hasta la Victoria Siempre on the side of the building. So this is a building from Havana, Cuba. This is iconic building. This is my favorite mod, this mod Monday. This is something absolutely beautiful. Of course, it would be ideal if we can put our own revolutionaries, if we build in our own Soviet countries, something like this, but unfortunately this cannot be changed as per wish, but this is something really, really nice. This acts as a political university, or how do we call it in the game? So this is one of these headquarters of the Communist Party. This is Ministry of Internal Affairs. Really, really, really beautiful building. This is something I will be using in every Let's Play I have. This is my new favorite university. Iconic building. If you don't know what it is, you should Google it. How does it compare to the vanilla one? We're gonna go for mods. We have the Ministerio del Interior, and let's go and check it out. So the vanilla one we have on the right hand side here requires, this one requires 1267 work days. The vanilla one requires more, and that would be up to 6 times more. Concrete wise, vanilla one requires 3 times more concrete. Gravel, the vanilla one requires a lot more gravel. Asphalt is small amount on the Ministerio del Interior. In steel is 68 tons, so it's a little bit cheaper building. I will see why is it so. It is a little bit cheaper building, and it has collisions. Mr. Kress, remove the collisions. Remove the chains. Right, so it's a much cheaper building to construct if you want to construct it yourself. If you want to buy it, it's actually 50,000 rubles, while this one over here requires 200,000 rubles. But iconic building like this, my favorite. Mr. Mthibau, North Korea DPRK department store. Right, so this is something from the best Korea, of course. We know which the Korea is best one. It looks really nice. It looks really, really nice. I don't know what the reflection here is. It could be Hotel of Doom reflection or something. I don't really know, but it even has a reflection in the glass. It's really, really beautiful building. We have several of them from North Korea, and this is definitely something I really, really like. Now, there's a couple of issues I noticed here with the parking space being inside the building a little bit, so that needs to be, well, probably moved if possible. But other than that, the building looks really, really fabulous. It acts as a shopping center. Let's call it even a big shopping center, because it has 21-ton capacity. Let's see, what do we have in the how does it compare to vanilla? If we go to the shop and let's go for big shopping center, we're gonna remove this and just build this big shopping center. This big shopping center has a bigger capacity, I believe 35 tons of food, but we're gonna compare that as well. So let's go and check our mod section. So we have on the right hand side big shopping center, on the left hand side we're gonna have our department store. So department store has, it has a bigger capacity. It's 65 tons of food. Construction wise, it requires a little bit less work hours, a little bit less, up to 7 times less concrete, as well as gravel. Asphalt wise, it's the same. Right. So what else can we see here? We have brick wise, it requires a little bit more bricks and a little bit more boards, but less steel as well. So it should be much cheaper building to construct. If you go and compare it price wise, it's 25,000 rubles, while the shopping center here is 91,000 rubles. But this is a building from best Korea and it has a little bit bigger capacity, so definitely is a little bit more efficient than vanilla one. Okay, Dima 96i region. I saw that this is mod that I really look forward for being fixed, because it doesn't work properly. There's some issues with something. I saw in the comment section. So first of all, Dima 96i region, pack Maz 6317. So it's a pack of Maz trucks, 6317 model. There's 11 of them, I believe, but for some reason I saw in the comment section that there's an argument that it's not working, and it's not working for me either. So as you can see here, something with textures is not working properly, and looks like they're taking textures of this fire truck because they have this white and blue line going through it, and you can see all of those textures on all the other vehicles except this little guy. This little guy seems to be working perfectly fine. The first one, the covered hull one. Now this is absolutely beautiful. I wish, well, I bet it's gonna be fixed quite soon. We have fire trucks. They are also as well working perfectly fine. Their textures are fine. You can see this one here as well, and these two, but the rest of them, they require a little bit of work. Now, I'm a big sucker for packs, and something iconic as this vehicle definitely fits the list. I can't wait for this to be fixed and to use it myself. Now, this is something beautiful. If this video can help you, Mr. Dima, what the issue could be, I really don't know. I'm not a modder, and if anybody else has an idea how to fix this, Mr. Dima probably could use some help. If you do, comment and, you know, help out, because I really would love to see this vehicle up and about. Now, there's a little bit of a problem with this vehicle. It's all the way in the end. I think it's a late game vehicle, something that is gonna be a little bit challenging of us. 1993 till present, so it's a later game model of a vehicle, but it doesn't matter. I'll definitely use them, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Okay, let's move on. And the map of the week, Mr. Serpport, Bratislava. As you can see here, it's in Cyrillic Bratislava written here. Now, this is a really beautiful and realistic map. I have to tell, I can't emphasize this enough. I was checking the geography of the area because my knowledge of Slovakian capital and geography around it, it's really bad, but learning. It actually fits almost perfectly. Of course, you wouldn't have all the industries and the materials that you have around Bratislava as well, because I'm not really sure if there's a uranium mine there, but let's check the resources out. You can see Bratislava over here, and of course, if you know anything, these buildings that we had in our mod Monday is just about how big of the area is. After that, this is Austria. This is Austria because the border, this is a river Danube, by the way, and Vienna would be just outside of map over there. Right, this reflects perfectly how the geography of the area looks like, and the river Danube going through the center of it. You start with several buildings, as you can see here. These are the passenger harbors, as the Danube has a lot of passenger traffic as well. Resources wise, coal is a little bit further away from Bratislava, iron as well. We have oil in the south, but it doesn't seem like it's a lot of oil there. Uranium in the mountains across the river, and bauxite. This bauxite might be outside of map, but let's check it. No, a little bit. you can definitely get some of it. It's going to be challenging, but this is realistic map of Bratislava. You have the whole description of this mod in the link in the description of this video to Mr. Serpport's map. Now, he's an experienced map maker. He made several other maps that are really pieces of art. So there you go. We're gonna end it here. I'm gonna say I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, press the like button. If you didn't, leave a nasty comment in the comment section, and do go and check out all the other mods, because there's a lot of nice mods out there, and I only cover a small fraction of it. For modders out there, just continue doing what you're doing, guys. You're doing an amazing job. That's it. Have a nice Monday. See you in the next one. Bye bye.